Gotta cradle this like a baby. There you go. What's going on, guys? Big VP back with another Gamecase Arcades video. On this one today, we have a two-player control panel with dedicated four-way plug and play Pandora Box 26,000 games, all within this. Let's take a look at this control panel. It's a heavy baby. It's heavy. All right, you know the drill. If you're not following me on all the socials, what are you waiting for? Be sure to follow me at Vic_VP. There's a convenient tree link down below. Go click it. You'll see my website. You'll see the builds. Most importantly, though, you'll see all the social media links. Yes, it's just a quick click of the link. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. Let me know what you think of this plug and play, literally portable control panel. Two players, 26,000 games with that dedicated four-way for some solid Pac-Man gameplay. What are you waiting for? Go comment and hit that like and hit the bell. And subscribe and follow all the socials because you'll see all the behind the scenes. Yes. Follow. All right, this one should be fairly quick. Like I said, anytime I do a build, whether it's a huge build or it's a semi-small, I don't want to say the word small, but it's not as big build such as this control panel, I always like to make a video on it because I like to make videos. What you see right here, again, is a control panel. This is a control panel alone. Got everything, all the connections in the rear, power, HDMI out. Very simple, and again, the biggest thing, this is portable. Plug everything in, connect it to a TV, and you will be gaming very shortly. Get this request a lot. I'll talk about the customer on this. He did find me on Facebook Marketplace, and the main thing is that he was looking for a system that is portable. I think he wants to take it with him left and right. We're already in. We're already in. Let's go. What do you want to do? You want to play some King of Fighters? You want to play some Street Fighter? Several versions of King of Fighters on this, Metal Slug and all. Again, 26,000 games. Two-player control panel with that dedicated four-way. Gotta love it. This right here is awesome. Again, main intention with this customer wanted something portable. I did recommend a pedestal, but he didn't want a pedestal. He wanted a control panel only, but then I'll talk about what basically he kind of said. Look at that, playing some two-player. You can see me. Awesome, yeah, look at that. Relive those classic games that you grew up with this easy plug-and-play system. Long press player one to exit. Look at that. Thing of beauty. Let's talk about the customer, I guess. Let's talk about the message I got for this. It's been a while since my workbench has been clean like this, but it's still kind of a mess, but it is my workbench. Again, real quick, I have like this styrofoam padding here. This way the control panel is like tilted, so you can kind of see it better and stuff. Again, this customer reached out to me. I have an ad on Facebook Marketplace for a pedestal. It's a two-player pedestal. The biggest eye-grabbing thing about this Facebook Marketplace ad is that I have it connected to my 120-inch TV projector upstairs, and everybody kind of sees that because I took a nice picture in the dark with the glow. So customer wanted that, but his kind of main intent that he wanted something portable. And I did mention that pedestal, it's portable to an extent, but I think this right here, he landed on this. He basically landed on this two-player control panel. Now, yes, real quick, yes, Vic, are my eyes deceiving me? Yes, this is a Game Room Solutions two-player full-size control panel. Stuff like this, I just always resort to using Game Room Solutions. Something like this, they make it quick, easy, and honestly, it's the most cost-effective thing to do. I would really love to cut my own. I could cut my own. Don't get me wrong. It's just the amount of money that I would charge. It is going to be more than what Game Room Solutions control panel costs. It's like an obvious thing because I use laminated birch, and it's not cam lock. This right here is a prime example of I have people that want quick. Vic, I need this next week. This is the best way. I can't do it in a week though. Let's be realistic. This right here took about 2 weeks to complete. So for me to keep the costs down, I've mentioned this in the past, for me to keep the costs down, we do result to a Game Room Solutions cabinet. You have this option, and you have the control, not the control panel, the pedestal, the 2-player, like smaller pedestal. That's originally what the Facebook ad was. But in my opinion, that's not very portable, especially with the way the stand is built. Now, though, I'll be honest, as far as like the enclosed cabinets, 32-inch cabinets and all that, I have gone away. I've removed all my Facebook Marketplace ads with Game Room Solutions cabinets because, in all honesty, I could build bigger, better for almost the same price that GRS would be. It's not going to be the same price, so don't message me and say, hey, Vic, can I get a 4-player buy Vic for $1,300? No, I don't do that. But I don't want to ramble too much. This right here, again, yes, it's a Game Room Solutions control panel. I like this. This is solid, and it's great for exactly what the customer needs. He could put it in his car, easy connections in the rear and such. Biggest thing, 2 players, 2 people, grown adults, could be playing this standing side by side and not being on top of each other. Solid solution. We can take a quicker look at the actual control panel itself. Again, custom artwork as always for this build. I designed this artwork. Pretty cool. I sent the customer a picture of one I did in the past, which was the Pandora Box plus Raspberry Pi in one. And he saw the artwork on that and he liked it. It was basically like, 2 worlds colliding with the MAME arcade logo in the middle. Customer liked that artwork, but he's like, can you take out the MAME and put, my name? And unfortunately, I couldn't find that image without the MAME arcade logo. So I said, hey, I can't find the clean image. I can't find it without MAME. Let me make you something new. And we landed on this. So it's pretty cool. You got the Pac-Man background, and you got a couple iconic characters. I love this Street Fighter family picture. I put that on a lot of my cabinets. It's just, I like Street Fighter, and yeah. Then you got like the Simpsons. We got Centipede. We got Wolverine over here. We got Battletoads, Pac-Man, the dude from Metal Slug, and Spider-Man. Again, not a huge panel. It's not big. I think it's about like 39 inches wide. I'll get you the exact measurements in a second. But easy and convenient. Now, again, inside of this, just like how you saw me pick it up, we have everything inside of this. Again, my styrofoam is not really a good idea, but it's okay. I can make it work because I'm Vic VP. Basically, again, I can lift this up. Clean wiring as always. Everything is inside of this. Simple. Number one, again, clean wiring. We've got Sanwa joysticks. I always use the Zippy for the dedicated 4-way. You need that dedicated 4-way. And in all honesty, Zippy's gate is way better than a Sanwa gate. I don't like Sanwa's gate going 4-way. But you can see at the bottom here, you can see it, right? Yeah. You got the actual power strip here. I put that in. Really, 2 things only have power. You got the actual Pandora box, and you have the LEDs. The customer wanted LEDs because, again, the pictures I take at night, you see the thing glowing. And he's like, Vic, I got to make sure you put the pink LEDs. And I was like, well, honestly, I have RGB, and they'll just kind of cycle. I have it right now set to the pink, but I could always just come here, and we could set it to fade. Awesome. Again, everything here, clean wiring, zip tied, and all. It clears everything when I close and such. Again, we have the Pandora box on the bottom right, zip tied, clean wiring as always. And then in the rear, you have your actual power coming in along with the HDMI out. So this is an HDMI flush mount that I get from Amazon. Easy, simple. Essentially also, we do have a power strip. I don't think you can see it, but there's 2 power strips technically. You have like not power strip, LED strip. You have your main LED strip that does like the outer glow. And then the Pandora box comes with an LED strip. So I always put that inside. It's a good indicator to show people, hey, the Pandora box is working if ever we need some technical support or questionable things happening. But essentially, that is it. Again, 2-player setup, 6 buttons, dedicated 4-way with the 3 buttons. Customer wanted red and blue. I'm highly recommending and suggesting to do the concave non-LEDs, especially if little kids wailing around. These are commercial grade. These are HAP buttons. I do not get the buttons from Game Room Solutions. They don't supply these buttons anymore. They supply like the cheap Amazon ones, and they are ass. The only thing I really got from Game Room Solutions, again, was the control panel itself and the Sanwa joysticks. You save $2 and shipping, basically, if I get the Sanwa one. But everything else, button-wise and all, I did get that from Groovy Game Gear. Yes, Groovy Game Gear for that, the buttons, and again, that Zippy joystick. Love it. Simple. Easy. Light blue T-molding. Again, the picture I supplied the customer before. He's like, Vic, I like that. Let's just change up the actual artwork. And we landed on this. Again, 26,000 games. 26,000 games in this one unit. Let me just turn it around because I have like I could do it live. It's fine. You can at least see the rear. Let's take a look real quick. We'll do it live. No cuts as I drop a screwdriver behind me. But that's A-okay because we're going to do no cuts. Make sure we don't scratch anything. Boom. Simple. That is all that is in the rear right there. Again, we have the HDMI out. That's going to my Workbench TV. You can put that to any TV. And then you have the power here. Game Room Solutions does give you the option for like the power strip. It's like 20 bucks. But I get my own. I make my own. I have like a pack of 12 of these things, the power thing. And then I always get a 10-foot power cable for the customer. So we have that. And also real quick, again, included in my price. This is, again, virtually plug and play. I did also purchase this for the customer. This is a 20-foot HDMI cable. Yep, 20 feet. So I give the customer the 10-foot power cable along with 20 feet of HDMI. That's good service. Now, as I spin this around, we can make a quick comment about the Pandora Box. Yes, the Pandora Box. I always have my Pandora boxes. I have my main distributor, my main supplier. But it always seems like every, I don't know, now it actually changed. Not recently, but maybe like every 2 months, they do like an upgrade. So this is a new Pandora box. This is the Pandora Plus. Couple things to note real quick, because essentially right now what you see here, and like I've mentioned before in my videos, I literally buy a Pandora box. If you go on eBay, I get this, but I have a distributor. I have a main guy that I always use. So I'm not going to say it gives me a hookup, but it's more about like I buy a minimum and it's not just one. So I pay a certain price, but yes, essentially it comes in this, right? But gutted. I made a video on this. You could see my channel if you want more details. You could do the same thing that I do as far as Pandora boxes, okay? Only thing to note though, these buttons and these joysticks are ass. They are booty. They're stinky. They're horrible. They are god awful. So it's actually very funny. I could turn right now the garage is not empty, but a couple things went out. The Time Crisis by Vic 55-inch, that went out yesterday. I delivered that to Jersey. You can see the shorts on that. People going nuts for the shorts on that. Thank you. And that modified arcade 1-up X-Men versus Street Fighter went out. Yes, I said it in that video. People love these modded arcade 1-ups, and it's quick. For me, it's quick flips. The guy that picked up that arcade 1-up, very cool guy. He actually drove from Connecticut. Yeah, I think it was a 2-hour drive for him for an arcade 1-up. He drove in. He mentioned to me, he goes, hey, Vic, I bought a Pandora box off of Amazon, and it's just awful. It's atrocious. And he was telling me more. I said, oh, what was the issue with it? He goes, oh, it's got a lot of games to it, but the issue that I ran into is that, and it was crazy, he loaded up, what is it, Capcom versus SNK, like SNK Chaos. He's like, for me right now to pull the trigger on this arcade 1-up that you're selling, I need to launch this game and I need to see how your joysticks are. I was like, go ahead. I use Sanwa joysticks all the time. I don't use $10 bullshit joysticks. Sanwas are like the minimum. And then you also have Industry Lorenzo, but you can't do ILs on an arcade 1-up. So he loaded it up and he was hitting combos with Akuma. I'm telling you, he did two games against the computer and he perfect both those matches against the computer. Like the computer couldn't even hit him. End of the game and he goes, yep, this is perfect. And this is when we got into the whole realm of like, he was saying to me, I have a Pandora box, but like the joystick and the button. Yes. Now you might be saying, Vic, why didn't this customer here just get this? Why didn't he get this? Number one, the buttons and the joysticks are ass. That is, it's a known fact. These have to come out immediately. If you get this, get rid of the joysticks and the buttons. But number two, to answer this question, in all honesty, the weight on this, it is light. What am I getting at? If you're at a heated battle, let's say you and a buddy are playing Marvel vs. Capcom, and you're trying to hit Hadoukens and throw coms, that joystick is going to be moving around. Your whole control panel is going to be moving around. That's where, luckily, the GRS here, it's got weight to it. And it's got good weight. You could definitely have two grown men battling out, and it's not going to move. It doesn't even have feet on it. It's just straight onto the floor. I love it. Like I said, I'm saying that because somebody might be saying, hey, Vic, you could just sell these. I would never, add this to a shop. I've been doing this for 13 years. A Pandora Box was my first ever mod. That's where I just got into this whole arcade building scene. And I still do it to date. And I still do the same exact thing. Granted, though, honestly, in the beginning, there was no control panels. They didn't have these. I had to do arcade power supply to JAMA type of Pandora boxes when I first started. But yeah, a little bit of I don't know, my thought process on if you thought getting this is better than getting a whole new control panel. I mean, off the bat, as far as can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. As far as size-wise, it's a bigger deck. You got more room to it. Not to mention dedicated 4-way. I always say it. If you want to relive the arcade classics like Pac-Man, you need a dedicated 4-way. You can't put a dedicated 4-way on this. Not to mention you can't really cut into this. This is like plexi. It's a thick plexi, but yeah, no. Nope. So real quick, you can at least kind of see it in the dark if I get out of the way. That's awesome. Again, you can see the underglow there. The customer loves it. It's just dark in here, so you don't really see the top on camera because of ISO and all that. But essentially, yes. LEDs throughout, clean wiring. That is what I do. Zip tied, everything. It's got to be clean. That's just how I do, and I love it. It's different on camera, but in person, it's it looks awesome. It looks great. Now, this was pretty cool. Like I mentioned before, the customer said, hey, Vic, man, can you take out that MAME arcade and put Acadia? And I made the logo, so I made this on a separate, program, and boom, done. He loved it, and it was all good. I took the piece of styrofoam out, so now it's flat and it's flush. Again, this is awesome. This is the best way. Number one, portability. I don't really know what some people clarify as portable. This is probably it. Again, if you want to go to the pedestal route, but then it's you can't put that. For me, portable would mean that you could put it in a sedan. Like a regular sedan. Now, granted, the 22-inch bar tops, you could. I had an Infinity G. What was it? I had an Infinity Q60 Red Sport. That was a coupe, 2-door, and I was able to put bar tops in that. So, is a bar top portable? I don't know, but yes, the main important thing on this was the portability aspect of it. Again, 26,000 games. It's got the search function. You can't really see the TV. I'll probably push you back a little bit. But it's got your main classics. It's got your main bangers on it. Still, though, you can see it. I don't think there's still no NBA Jam per se. If it is, it's probably the Super Nintendo port. We have NBA Hang Time. We have NBA Jam. So it's most likely going to be Tournament Edition. No, see that screen right there? That's a Super Nintendo screen. We could see NBA Jam. Again, I'm getting a lot of the requests. Hey, Vic, I want NFL Blitz. Hey, Vic, I want 4-player NBA Jam. You need a PC-based system. That is what I always say. Yes, you could do a Battisara. I would assume you could put a mini PC inside of this control panel. I've just never done that yet. But that's kind of what's really cool to mention about this GRS control panel. Yeah, this is not arcade. That's not the arcade version. This is console version. So some people might say, hey, I don't like the console version. You could even save and load states on this. Pretty cool. Easy stuff. What was I going with that? I haven't ever done a mini PC on this or in general. So maybe that would be a pretty cool thing. Oh, that's where I was getting at. That's what I like about this GRS control panel. This is the large one. GRS sells a smaller one. And you can't even put the power strip with a plug like I have in this one. So you got to get the deluxe. Number one, you got to get the big boy. And with that, it's perfect. Again, 2 players with it, and everything fits inside. So again, the Pandora box on this doesn't take up too much room, but it's not also tall. So it fits. It's a thing of beauty. You come on in, you want to play some Simpsons, you want to do that. You could do all that. Now this specific unit here, This doesn't have internet, so you can't be downloading new games and stuff. As far as audio is going to the TV. There's no speakers on this. There's no amplifier on this. Everything goes to the TV. So if it's too loud, I gotta basically lower my TV and such, just like that. Awesome. We loaded. This is Simpsons. This is arcade. 2-player. That's also great. I think it also gives you the option for the 4-player ROM and stuff. But all in all, basics, common stuff. I mean, this has even SimCity. I don't know if you would do SimCity. We even have a couple of console Simpsons. Bart versus the Space Mutants. Bart versus the World. Apparently Pepsi Man is on this. Cool. Last thing real quick. Let's see I do not think, it's been a while since I've seen a Pandora box with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. This does not have Marvel vs. Capcom 2. What did I want to see right now? Oh, Tekken. I do get a big request for Tekken. So let's see. Tekken 2 and 3. And Tekken 1 apparently. So yes, it's got some consoles on it. Again, basic stuff. And the best thing with that Pandora box, you just flip the switch in the rear or you just unplug it. The entire cabinet powers off. Again, that power strip, there's only the Pandora box power and the LED strip. That is it. When you're ready to game, you just flip the switch or you plug it into the wall and you're good. Again, nice flush mount HDMI port in the rear. Again, I learned get that on Amazon. It's cheaper than if you get it from GRS. I've been doing this for a while. And it boots. Simple, right? Again, biggest thing that was very cool with this customer, from my understanding, he's like, I need it portable. What do you have that's portable? And I said, okay, we got to do a control panel. But yeah, as you can see, within, I don't know, 20 seconds, we are booted. SNK versus Capcom. Chaos. Like I said, I saw that dude play it on the arcade one up, and he was hitting combos that I've never seen before. I was like, wow, damn. He must have been like an Akuma beast. But that's it. We're loading, we're in, we're out. This has the option, like I said before, you could save state, you could load state. So some console stuff, like Game Boy Advance stuff, you could always save and then come back. Easy. Just before we close this up, it's kind of funny. I sent one of these to Retro Lizard. He was like, hey, Vic, can I get this panel? He wanted to see if he could take this and put, I guess, like a mini PC in it. It's very interesting. Like I mentioned before, it's gone now. I had the components to that arcade 1-up that I had, that Yoga Flame. I was actually going to put those components in this. And I would have done like an LVDS, and I would have wrote there like a portable arcade 1-up. And sure enough, right after that video went out, and basically once I got this control panel, the Yoga Flame components sold on eBay. So I thought I was going to use this. Don't need it now, as I don't have anything to put in it. But yeah, I thought that was a little bit funny. But there you have it. VicVP Gamecase Arcades, another plug and play control panel, Pandora box, 26,000 games in the books. Let me know in the comment section down below. What do you think? Is this a good setup? Is this a good system if you're looking for portability? Keep in mind, again, with that statement, it's got to have arcade sticks. It needs arcade controls and arcade sticks. So no, your PlayStation 5 is not going to count for portability. VicVP Gamecase Arcades.